So, how do you achieve more mental clarity? Well, first of all, new dashboard. Very good. Well, I would say the first thing is. I don't know if you can see whether. Yeah, you can. Okay, good. Okay, so the first thing is diet. Why diet? I would say diet is the number one thing when it comes not only to cognitive performance or mental performance, but also like general performance. Um, Diet is basically like what you consume affects really like bad or good to your mind. Sorry. So for example, like let's say you have in your table you have, I don't know, sugar or a lot of carbs or processed food or junk food like McDonald's, um, KFC, all of this. Um, you won't process as efficient as you could process like perform, actually that's the right word. You won't process or perform as efficient as you would if you didn't consume like sugar or anything of this like so the thing about sugar and junk food and all of these foods that are like have a lot of chemicals is that they affect your energy levels by it intoxicates your blood like in a minimum level. Okay, so that's the first thing. So the second thing is I don't know if you can see over there. Okay. So the second thing is sleep. Well, sleep is I would say I wouldn't say sorry. It's actually a fact. Like Andrew Huberman talked about this. Andrew Huberman is a famous sorry famous neuroscientist from Stanford University. So basically, sleep is the foundation of mental health. So let's say if you have a general like if you're sleep deprived in general and you think that doesn't really affect you, well, it actually does, because the lack of energy, like basically you need X amount of energy to perform each task throughout the day. So for example, let's say you have to, I don't know, let's say for example here I have to record a video. If I want to record this video, I should like prioritize making it as the first thing in the morning, or not necessarily like having a good amount of energy to perform it, and it really depends on the task you're doing. So yeah. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that's the first thing. So that's the second thing. Third, your sleep. How do you improve your sleep? Well, there are a lot of different things you can do to improve your sleep. Really. The first thing would be to not use your phone or dim any type of lights 2 hours before bed. So let's say for example you go to sleep at 10 p.m. Well, basically at 8 p.m. you should be preparing yourself to dimming every single light and eliminating, like, you know, um, removing from your space your phone and any electronics like your computer, or finishing any type of work you are doing, because basically the thing is that um, the lights in the night affect your sleep very bad, as you are going to have, so basically this process is called, like, not process, sorry, but there's something called melatonin, which basically helps you to sleep in the night. So basically, somewhere between like 3 or 4 hours before sleep, your brain starts producing melatonin. Or I think it's a brain, yeah, it starts to produce melatonin, so you can get to sleep. Now, the production of melatonin is going to delay or simply, like, stop, or not stop, but um, it's going to be delayed, basically, because melatonin is start to produce when lights start to not disappear, but, like, to dim down and to shut down, basically. Okay. So yeah, that's the first thing, with sleep, to remove phone or any electronics. And if you're the type of person who watch TikTok or any social media before sleep, I understand, because maybe you have a very stressful day, and you just, like, want a second or some minutes of pleasure or relaxation. And I can get that, because I used to do the same. The problem with that is that if you want to feel overall good the next day, and you want to perform at an optimal or semi optimal level, you should really, like, prioritize your sleep as the number one thing. um, let's say, for example, let's say, even with work, let's say you are working and you, like, this this doesn't apply every single case, because sometimes it won't be bad if you stay up late working, but it's not something that is sustainable or healthy. So yeah, um, if you're going to be sleep deprived, make it worth it, at least, not like to have any, let's say, like, only to get work done, right? If you have set a deadline, or something, to a project or whatever it is. Okay. So yeah, um, so the same can happen with work. Like, you can stay up late working, which is not ideal, because the next day you are not going to be as efficient as you would. Of course, it's also a matter of mentality, like, of mindset. Like, not because you are going to sleep a little bit bad or kind of bad, you are not going to perform at, like, you cannot do anything the next day. Like, not because you have slept, like, one day 4 hours or three, the next day you are going to, oh no, I just have slept like 3 or 4 hours, so I won't be able to sleep today, to do any work today. No, like, you still can do it, of course, but you wouldn't do it as optimally or as efficient as you would in compared to if you sleep properly, right? So yeah, um, so you have diet and sleep at the moment. Um, and by the way, if you have any supplements or anything to to sleep, like, any, I don't know, if you buy, like, magnesium or melatonin or anything of that, and you still have a bad sleep, like, that's just, like, sorry, but that's just stupid. Like, for example, like, let's say you buy a lot of supplements to improve your sleep. Okay, perfect. I mean, I don't know if that's perfect, because it depends on, like, at certain point, if you abuse about supplements, then your body will stop to produce them naturally, to produce those things naturally, and it will replace them with the supplements. So it's not like very healthy. Um, but yeah, what I was saying basically is that if you buy supplements to improve your sleep and you still like don't respect your nighttime or just sleep like 4 hours a day, it doesn't matter about the supplements, like the basics of the, like you have to cover the basics, of course, which will be like between 7 to 9 hours of sleep per day, depending on the amount of energy um, you spend throughout the day, your genetics, your specific necessities and goals, basically, and problems, and yeah, whatever. But don't buy supplements to sleep. If you want, whatever, like, don't buy the 80% if you're not covering the basics, So yeah, that's that. The next thing will be like, a shower before sleep is very good. It can be warm. I wouldn't recommend hot because it's not bad. It's not good for testosterone or energy or health levels, like, or basically like for your skin. It's not healthy like hot water. So yeah. Um, what else can I say about sleep? Okay, so let's do the next thing. Let's say, let's do this. Let's, yeah, okay. So at the moment we have, you can see over there. Yeah, you can. Okay. At the moment we have no lights. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. You just. Yeah, but you have this, like, okay, well, whatever. But you no lights. This is called sleep hygiene, where basically sleep. I think it's like this. Sorry if I write it wrong, but yeah, whatever. I think you cannot even read that. Okay, that's whatever. So no lights, shower, which is called sleep hygiene. So basically, sorry, before bed, if you have a shower, it will be very like productive, as it will help you improve your sleep. Like, I don't want to go in a lot of detail with that, but yeah. So what else? Constraints. I should actually let's constraints. Okay, constraints. So then we have constraints. With constraints, I mean, man, my letter is not very like. Okay, so we have no lights, shower, constraints. So basically, constraints is limiting the consumption of X stuff, like X elements and activities before sleep. So for example, let me just quickly. Yeah. No. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So for example, let's say no food after 4 hours before sleep, no water 3 or 2, better if it's 3 hours before sleep, no lights 2 hours, between 2 and 1 hour before sleep, and what else? We could say music. No music 1 hour before sleep to avoid any random energy bursts. what else do we have? I think that's that. And coffee, no coffee after like 1 or 2 p.m. Right. Yeah, because I mean, I know this. I know that coffee depends, because there are people that get even like sleepy after drinking a coffee. So it really depends on you. Most people, I would say, wake up with the coffee, and some people like get sleepy. So yeah, it's not the same for everyone. But yeah. So what else? So the third one, and this one is very good for self awareness, and I've been doing it for 2 years now, which is, I don't want to. Okay. So what happens in the night is that we have these moments of relaxation where a lot of ideas and thoughts come up. Overall, if you're a person that has a very stressful job or a very stressful day or week, you are going to be thinking about a lot of stuff. You're going to be maybe very anxious, uh, which is sadly something very normal these days. Um, so something that will definitely help you in the night to fall asleep faster is brain dumping any thoughts or anything that is in your mind that would possibly prevent you from falling asleep. For example, let's say you have an exam tomorrow, or you have an interview or some project you are working on. Let's say that that's bothering you. So what you could do about that is, instead of going to sleep thinking about it and like just ruminating and overthinking, you can basically write it down and reflect on it and like just journal about it, and just like vomiting metaphorically all of those ideas and thoughts on the paper, on your computer, wherever you want. Better if it is in paper, to avoid like any light stimulation. Will help you to quiet your mind a little bit more and fall asleep faster. I think you get the point, but basically that is very efficient. But of course, we're not talking about sleep specifically, we are talking about peak mental clarity. So journaling gives you a lot of self-awareness, of course in the long term mostly, but like the fact of writing your thoughts and ideas makes you more aware of them, which is a practice that in the long term makes you more aware of yourself basically. So yeah, that's that. So what else can we talk about? Yeah, I don't know if you can. Yeah, sorry, my letter is very, I'm just staring out like using this whiteboard, because I think it will be like very efficient and more funnier to make the video. So yeah, so the fourth thing is walks. So what I mean with walks is literally like walking. The thing about walking is that it clears more your mind, and it helps you, um, it has a lot of benefits. Only like honestly, like I don't want to deep very down into the thing, but it helps with neural chemistry, like with neuroplasticity. Sorry, like it helps a lot to learn and to put in work your creative mind. So, and overall, the thing about this is that this not only improves your sleep, also is correlated to sleep, because yeah, like it helps. I will just say that it helps a lot to improve your sleep, but around, depending on you, of course. For example, me, I'm aiming to between 8k and 10k walks per day, which sometimes is very like difficult because the it depends if you like work all day like seated in your office, uh, which I do basically like I'm studying and working in my room. So depending like whatever you do, right? But walking helps you a lot to clarify any thoughts, any ideas, anything that is ruminating in your mind. It also helps you to spend more energy, and it's also very healthy, like for longevity, you know. So yeah, the fourth thing are walks. So what else can we talk about more? So we talked about diet, sleep, journal, walks. We can talk about meditation. Let's say maybe you already like know about this, but meditation. So I don't want to. What a beautiful letter. So, meditation is the practice of being in the present. It helps you to become more aware of your thoughts, of your actions, of your emotions, of yourself basically. Like it helps a lot to improve self-awareness and gain more peak mental clarity. I won't talk about how to meditate because the video will be too long, but it's basically like focusing on your breathing and coming back to the present moment whenever any thought arrives. So yeah, that helps a lot. You don't need any tool really, like you just need a timer. You can set like 3 or 5 minutes of a timer, and it's just basically like you know, breathing and coming back to the present moment, like noticing any thoughts or emotions that arrive in consciousness that distract you from the present moment, noticing it and then coming back. So it's like it works like a loop. So yeah. So the sixth thing, what can we talk about more? We talked about diet, sleep, journal, walks, and meditation. Let's put. I don't want to. We can put like. So environment. With environment, I mean physical and digital environment. I mean your room, your whole house, right? And your digital environment, your physical environment, right? So, for example, chances are, maybe not, hopefully not, but probably your room is very messy and your whole house is very messy. If that's not the case, perfect. Congratulations, like I'm happy for you. Obviously, again, this depends on each individual because you can put me the example of Einstein where he had like all his room was fucking messy and the dude was a genius, but I don't know if that's correlated with his IQ or whatever it is, right? But most time, let's say, having a clean and optimized environment that is like optimal and optimized for work and whatever it is that you want to do, and that only has the things that you need, not like any irrelevant shit, you know. You can also have plants, let's say, around the room, which helps a lot with the um, purification of the air. Like no joke, like for real, like you know. But yeah. So environment. Then like you have physical environment and then you have digital environment. So probably you have probably in your browser you have like 5, 7, depends the day, of course, tabs open. If you have a really stressful or demanding work, maybe that's the case, and I understand. But you have to understand that the brain works like a computer. It has limited gigarams of data. If you don't know what gigarams are, basically I'm not going to be very technical here, but the RAM is not the gigaram, sorry, I don't know what it said there, but the RAM is in a computer is what basically helps the computer like work more efficiently. Okay, it's one of the factors that makes the computer work efficiently, depending if it has a lot of not but, or not, but yeah. So to give you an action step here is basically to do only one thing at a time, like to not multitask or anything, because that doesn't help at all with mental clarity. So yeah. So environmental encouragement will be basically, it helps you to have more mental clarity, digital and physical environment. What else can we talk about? Okay. So structure means structuring your days and your week in general. So how can you structure your days? Basically planning the day before, the night before more specifically, what is that you're going to do specifically and exactly tomorrow. Maybe there's a chance, which can happen, that something may come up, like any chore or family issues or anything like that, that may prevent you from performing your day at, like, ideally. Okay, so which can happen, of course. It's part of 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 life, I would say. But yeah. So how do you establish daily structure? Basically, the night before. This depends on what you do, of course, but this is what I do and what I recommend you to do, which is what I do. Okay, so the night before, sorry, you prepare tomorrow. How? Well, basically you can. Let's put some color in here so it's not very messy. Or no, let's leave it. Okay, so basically, how do you do this? I have limited memory, so I cannot really record too much. But you can set structure by asking yourself what is that you're going to do tomorrow, how is that you're going to do it, and when you're going to do it. Those are the three questions basically you want to ask yourself. What you're going to do, you're going to do it, and when you're going to do it. You don't want to set a lot of tasks, like no more than 3 tasks, because if not it's like the same it will be the same as multitasking. It's not very efficient for you. Like, you will be doing one task while thinking about the other. I used to do that past year, and it wasn't very good. So yeah, these are basically, I hope that made sense. So diet, sleep, journal, walks, meditation, environment, and structure. There's a lot of information, I know. I don't recommend you to apply everything right now. Maybe if you want to watch this video again or whatever you want, but yeah. These are the things that I do personally that help me to gain more mental clarity. I don't think there's nothing like, these are the basics, right? So diet, again, sleep, the most important, I would say. Maybe diet is yeah, whatever. Journal, walks, meditation, environment, and structure. So yeah, bye.